Here we are with the final build installment of the Tropical Toucan by LEGO Creator. This is a 3-in-1 model. This is set number 31173. Contains 225 pieces, retails for $17.99. The set was provided by the LEGO Group for review. Thank you, LEGO. So, remember in the last installments we did the Tropical Toucan, and we did the butterfly. And they weren't too bad of a build. Well, it's your lucky day today because we're going to be doing the tropical fish. Isn't that cool? And yeah, and the last two models haven't been too bad. I'd say the Tropical Toucan at the very beginning was very boring, and it kind of picked up towards the end. I'm just trying to get myself comfortable here. And yeah, so basically you'd have to dump all the parts out. Well, the parts are in here. I'm going to dump them on the workbench. And today is November 10th, 2025. Yeah, let's take a look here. So it looks like we're going to be doing the base. All right, let's begin. Let's build it. And yeah, and this Brick Separator does not come with this set, so sorry to burst your bubble there. Okay. And yeah, pretty much been very busy with work-related stuff, not LEGO, but work. Trying to get evaluations done, and in addition to that, I've been doing set reviews. Well, I finished up the set reviews. I got these here. Tutorials, I have a couple of tutorials. I'm currently working on one now. I'm barely keeping up with YouTube channel memberships and stuff like that, but I got building guides I want to start selling. So yeah, pretty much that's what I've been doing. And in addition to all that, the set reviews are starting to come in now. I haven't seen anything here at the house, but yeah, there's so far I think I counted up 10 sets. So I better get to stepping on this one here. Well, looks like I'm going to have to start pulling out all the orange pieces. I got to find an orange stud. So what I'm planning on doing right now is try to get done with as many of these secondary builds as I can before the bigger sets come in. Now, LEGO is pretty slow on things. They like sending stuff like right on the release date. And I'm going to start getting pretty hardcore on that now because I'm getting to where, you know, I don't accept late stuff anymore. If it's late here, then it gets pushed to the end of the list. And that's just how it is. And I don't want to be stuck with reviews. One of the sets that I really want to get into, I haven't got yet, but I don't even know what it is. And the other 9 sets, I know what they are. I'm just kind of like, oh, I hope these are not going to be something, you know. I don't want really any big, massive sets this time. Something like this is okay. I mean, this stuff I can deal with, you know. So that's what you're going to be looking forward to, is more LEGO builds. I'm still getting complaints about people saying I'm covering the build and stuff like that. Guys and gals, anything from about a year ago up to now, I've cleaned up a bunch, but I can't cover every angle of the video. You know, if somebody's willing to send me money for a GoPro and I can have one strapped on my head and you see 2 different angles, I'd love that. I don't have a GoPro and I don't want to spend money on one. Right now, food in my tummy is more important than LEGO right now. You know, so that's that kind of thing. I really hadn't had any rude comments. Constructive criticism, yes, that's fine. I don't mind that. Just I can get constructive too. But a lot of people do it just to help me out, and I'm not going to get all mad over it. You know, that kind of thing. Doesn't discourage me from doing things. I just tried things differently. If it were up to me, I'd sit on the other side of the table, but I can't. There's a wall back here, and I'm not going to cut a hole in my wall to sit on the other side here and that kind of thing. I'm trying to think of anything else here. I'm kind of in one of my rant moods today. And let's see here. I just hate worse when, you know, some parents just don't like giving their kids chores. I mean, who wants to do chores? I'm tired of doing chores. I hate worse when you ask for help from somebody and they come up with excuses and they don't want to help you. And I just kind of figured, okay, whatever. But I guess kids today now are, not all of them, but it seems like the majority of them now are just don't want to do anything. You know, I just kind of gave up on that one. Not worth the fight. That kind of thing, you know. I got a bunch of stuff going on right now, and it's nothing else, nothing really spectacular. And in addition, I've decided to redo my whole internet in the house. Trying to think of better ways to put the Wi-Fi in here to make it faster, and I have a place to put it, but I have to order all this stuff. And it cracks me up, a lot of these stores now today don't want to put anything on the shelf that you can order it, or so you can just go right there and buy it instead of waiting a week for it to come in. So I got all these Ethernet jacks just hanging out of the wall right now, and cords and bare wire, so only half the house is hooked up. And I'm just like, are we serious? I can't just buy this stuff. So, yeah. Whoops. That kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't know what this thing here is. Yeah, but see, I'm taking my hands, I'm showing you what I've done so far. The older ones I kind of just, you know, didn't really pay attention to. Okay, looks like we're moving on some sort of substeps. I think this might be a base or something. We'll find out what this is. I have no clue. So when I do the indexing, obviously I'll know. And I'm sorry if I'm a little behind on publishing videos to this channel here. It just work gets in the way. You know what? I have a gut feeling that this is going to be mirrored, but you know what? We don't know. And I have a neighbor right now just revving up that old junk car. Cars are so expensive now. You have to have a junk car now. I don't get it. So bye-bye, dream car. I won't be able to get you now. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this creator set, though, I've been pretty pleased with it. It's not boring. Just don't have a lot of time to spend with this stuff here. I think this is probably the fish's torso. And I think that this is probably one of the flippers to it. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I'm kind of tired. I've had a busy day today. It's Monday. I was doing evaluations, trying to get those done, and just all sorts of stuff. You know, that kind of thing. And it just makes it tough when you don't have really anybody here to help you with anything, because they're too busy laying in bed playing video games, which is something I want to do, but yeah, so I'm kind of worn out. So alright, so this goes on the back here. Like that. So I still think we're doing the fish's torso. Not quite sure yet. Okay, Looks like that might be a rear flipper or fin, I don't know. Now the problem with creator sets is I don't know if looks like, okay, so this right here definitely is the torso. We're going to call it that. I think this is probably one side of the fish. Now I would normally go in mirrors, but with creator sets like this, they kind of use pieces where there shouldn't be parts at, or you know, they don't have a perfect set of parts. So what I'm going to do is just build these one at a time. That's probably the safest way to do it. I don't want to mess up and have to do this twice. So I think it's supposed to go like that. Sometimes I have a hard time telling that. Yeah, I just got a bunch of stuff going on. I just kind of want to crawl in a hole somewhere and just hide, but now that won't do any good because when I stick my head out, the problems are still going to be there. And I've been kind of hiding from negative Nancy's too. I mean, yeah. And a bunch of other personal things going on and stuff that it's not really appropriate for this channel, but it's just kind of things that I've been thinking about and all that stuff, and I don't know. Get back into some happy thoughts here. It's like a round plate goes here. You can still see what I'm doing. Let me keep it right there. Yeah, there's a lot of flipping around here. We shouldn't be missing any parts unless I rob some out of this, so we should be good with that. But when I built the initial build, we weren't missing anything, so that's really good. Where's those printed, goofy printed eye pieces at? I don't like these too much, but we're with the mascara on them. I mean, yeah, I mean, I get some people asking me questions about, you know, what sets are coming out. I can't discuss that because I am under a thing with Lego. I can't talk about certain things. Well, these are for the other side of the fish, but I need these. So sometimes I wish I could talk about certain things in here. I can't. It's like political stuff I don't like talking about on these type of videos, that kind of thing. And I don't know, I'm just babbling on here. Yeah, girl and I found a place to go. We're not sure when we're going to do it yet because Thanksgiving is right around the corner. It'll be after Thanksgiving but before Christmas. And this is going to be my second year without my dad and my first year without my mom because she's going with her bunch. So I'm just going to hang out with my girlfriend and go to her family for Thanksgiving. Not particularly what I want to do, but well, I just have to deal with it. Okay, now we got to marry these two items together here. Make sure we get that in the right way. Looks like it goes on like this. Is that it? Looks like it is. So that's where yours is supposed to sit right there. Not too bad. We got part of Little Nemo done. Let's see. Okay, now we're doing the other side of the fish. And like I said, I don't know if these are true mirrors, you know, because like I said, with creator sets, sometimes they'll piece parts together. It just, you think, why was this here? Now, I'll let you know if it is. I won't really know. so far we're safe. So if you're building this and you want it done quickly, well, we won't know if it's a mirror yet, but it looks like so far it possibly is. Heck, I haven't even sorted any parts out. I've been just so busy. And the chores just don't end right now. So I got plenty of things to keep me occupied that I don't want to do. I always talk about sometimes I'm bored. There's nothing to do. You know, it's my day off, and I found an eyepiece. We'll keep that off to the side here. And now it's like, Alright, I'm looking for another one of these 1x2 plates with the friction fork. There it is. See, I'm sorting out by color. We'll need that eye later. Okay. And now we put the black parts in. First I got to find them, or a part. And I got to put some of this. See right here, they're using different types of parts now. They used a couple of 2x3s in the last build. This one they used a 1x2 and a 2x2 in here. So now I'm glad I didn't. So this one is not a mirror. It's not a clone. It's just built a little different with different parts. It's going to look the same, obviously, but I just hope the sets that Lego's sending me this year or for next year is going to be good. So all the reviews for this year are done except for things like this. But these are not too bad to do. You know what I mean? I cannot find it. It's a black 2x4 plate. Now I know this set's got all these parts in here, but I may have misplaced it. But I don't see it's not in my fingers. Yes, I check. Could be on here. That's one thing bad about building the alternative models. Sometimes you think you're building, oh, okay, it's a mirror or something. No, it's not. Take a look at this one. Yeah, I'm missing a whole plate here. Huh. Oh, wait a minute. You know why? That was not supposed to go in there. That is how that's supposed to look. Okay, yeah, I made a boo-boo there. We almost messed up. That'd have been really bad, huh? We'll have to put that in there. Yeah, I was going through the shed, getting some stuff out for the internet stuff, and just found my dad's fishing gear again just sitting there. And I thought, well, I'll never use that again, sadly. But I don't fish, so I just don't have a heart to throw it away. And then when I was digging through some old paperwork of his, I found his old reading glasses. And yeah, it's like finding bits and pieces. Sometimes I feel like I'm invading my dad's privacy by going through his stuff, but you know, but I've never experienced losing a parent either. Okay, well, we got that. One of my buddies on Discord, he lost his dad, and because I'm not ready for this yet. I'm only in my 20s, and I'm not. I said, I know how you feel, except my dad was, well, half my life. That kind of thing, you know. All right. Okay, let's put these two halves together. Yeah, it's starting to look like something. How you can use it as a creature and have it walk on your workbench. But there you go. Okay, now we're going to be putting this in here. Not sure. It's going to be something that attaches to that. Probably the rear fin. So let's get going on that there. This is like the second of the largest of the models, so we're gonna get this one. I'm going to try to film a few of these this evening before I go to bed, just so I can get them out of here and use the parts for something else. I had a good idea for a tutorial, and the problem was I can't get the parts because of the stupid tariffs. And so right now I'm going to build just stuff that's random colored, and then just have it directly to building guide with the correct colored parts and stuff. As long as the build's strong, I don't care. But you don't want to build something that's, let's say, black and gray, and you have some random pink part. That doesn't look too appealing, you know. So, okay, that's what that looks like there. I'll just pop that right in there. Yeah. Starting to look like a tropical fish, huh? Alright. Now it looks like we're adding more stuff here to the top. Okay. So I've been pretty much just surviving and stuff like that. Yeah, so it looks like we're doing the top fin on this booger now. Yeah, I'm just ready for winter. Like right now, like a week ago, we were in the 70s. Now we're in the high 80s. Hold on, something's grabbing. I'm going to have to deal with it. But by the end of this week, we're going to be in the low 50s, and it's going to be raining. So yeah, it's going to get cold real quick. I'm already hearing some of the older folk complaining about it, and I'm just like, hey, we don't see rain that often. Just be happy. It's going to rain here. Knock the dirt off the house. I have these Spanish tiles on my house, and it'd be nice to see them bright red again. Alrighty. And then this goes right here. So that indeed is the top fin of the fish. So far it's looking pretty good. Okay, now it looks like we're doing the bottom fin down here. There's a lot of stuff going on with this fish here. I mean, my end to this build is interesting. It's different. I'm not into tropical fish, but it's different. It's colorful. At least the color, it's using bright colors. It's drawing me into the build. So that's the most important thing. Do I feel like I'm throwing away my time? No. I could be doing something else, but see, these are bonus items. I'm not required to do them. So for me, that's fine by me. And then this goes right down here with the black part up. Right there, I believe. Okay. Yeah, but we're missing something there. What are we missing? Okay, now we're missing the flippers. This one's not going to be too bad. It looks like they're mirrored, so we got lucky here. Now I can always use these, not in black, but I can use these. So I'm hoping Lego brings those out in different colors. So after 4 years, I'd be able to get those parts and build some cool stuff with them. I'm going to do these in mirrors right now. Yeah, I have a friend of mine that always brags about trips he goes on, and sometimes I'm kind of irritated with it. Trying to find a way to gently say, hey, no, knock it off, you know. Alright. Bend it a little bit. like that. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, we've got a fish. Looks more like a chamoose or a whale, but there it is. Okay, now we're done with the fish. We are going to be moving on to the base. And while I'm gathering my thoughts here, I want to thank everyone on my main channel for being contributors. It's always a big help, as well as my Patreon followers. And yeah, the list is long, huh? I want to thank everyone who takes the time to purchase my building guides and who are interested in my work, in addition to my subscribers and commenters and anybody else who likes and leaves feedback on the videos. That's always a big help. Every little bit helps, so that's always a good thing. Watermelon colors. And yeah, so... And I never had anybody complain about the shout-outs on the videos. I always like doing that. It's just fun to recognize somebody for being contributors. I have a building guide that I'm going to be working on that's going to have that in there. So there'll be some free building guides, and you got to thank the contributors for that. You know, this is not a very bad set to put together. You know, and you can't build all the models at once, so you just have to do what I'm doing here. Okay, looks like we're building some kind of a sea plant. Not sure what that is. Well, let's get going on that now. Yeah, but putting together the shout-out list and stuff, that's always fun. Someday it's going to get so long, you're going to have to take the whole video up. You know, some people don't do those. I do. I just think it's just better to recognize people for their good deeds. What is that? No good deed goes unpunished. Depends. I don't know how critical this is, so I'm going to make sure that this thing here is sitting like this. And you want this hole on the same side as that. So I don't know how critical it is. Does it really matter? I don't know. We don't know. We don't know. I have no clue. I'm not a miner. I mean, I could skim through the book and obviously know, but I want to leave it as a surprise. Okay. And then now we got to make 4 little leaf pieces out of these. Can't wait to get rid of these things, because I don't use these teeth pieces all that much, or these claws. So we got to make 4 of these. Okay. Making sure I'm doing those right here. Okay, wait a minute. It's going in like this. Okay, it's got to go like that. Okay, now I see what I'm doing. Now I can just kind of breeze through this now and just start putting parts together. I got to make 4 of them. I mean, we're almost done, right? You think they'd have the fish swimming along that line, but no, they don't. I'm glad, though, that when I do these videos, I can tell you guys stories and experiences. I've noticed there's other people doing this, too, not necessarily in the Lego community, but also in the programming communities, too. Sometimes some people want to hear a story of what's going on. They get to know the person they've been watching for so many years. You know, what's going on with us? You know, we're all human, too. You know, yeah, my hands are kind of sore and beat up today. I've been pulling a bunch of wires through the house. Once I get the rest of my Ethernet jacks put in here, it'd be better. Just fixing up the place, be nice. So just gotta wait for that. I don't think it really matters which way this thing goes. But for those who are curious, I'm starting with the shaft going like that right there. So, and then these go in every other one. Some kind of sea plant. Don't know what it is, but we'll find out here eventually. And if I miss, oh, and yeah, I gotta mention this because Some are going to consider it as that. These are not to be construed as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. This is just for fun. I will make mistakes, not intentionally, but it does happen. So just don't consider these and evaluate them as a full product review, how-to, or tutorial. Okay, yeah, I have to do that all the time. So I think that's what yours is supposed to look like. That's what I'm guessing here. So you can spin the top. There's not a whole lot left here. Okay, we got to build 4 banana peel things. I don't know. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have to take these. We're going to have to make 4 of them. Like that. So let's... I got a bunch of the inverted ones, but I need the regular ones. So we're going to build a bunch of these first. Because what I'm going to do today, I got to get a tutorial done. I don't know about film, but I need to get it going. Shouldn't take that long. Alright, these are not very sturdy, so be very careful. Wait, we got to make 4 of them, right? Okay, I need to make a lot more than this then. I was looking at the thinking, really? We're not, no, we're not done yet. We got a long ways to go here. I got to make 4 in total. I've only have 2 so far here. Well, now we know how to build them, but... And the only problem I have with creator sets is these things are kind of fragile. Okay, so let's start making these things. Don't you dare. Okay, you know what? You're rolling off. Here, you can go into the bin. You always got to shove you with some kind of a flower build in these things. It's like, yeah, I got to get through that real quick. Flowers, you know. Hey, if they send me botanical sets, that'd be kind of cool too. It's to get botanicals. Those are always fun. I notice a lot of people like watching those. They're repetitious, but I read the comments. Somebody said, Jay, just build 1 or 2 and just say, okay, then just kind of do that. I think that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to stick these in here first and then put these on. It might be better. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Is just for brevitivity of those, instead of just doing the whole thing over and over and over again. I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna say, okay, if we got to build 8 of something, why don't I just build 1 and then just say, okay, times 8. Unless I royally mess up, then I'll do it again. But I'll think about how to do that. And then now these go in the remaining spots on here. What I'm going to do is bend that down, swing this into place and bring it back up. It might be easier to do that because I got big fingers. It's not going to work. Does it matter which way they go? No, but see right here, they're falling apart. These, let me try it this way here. Yeah, these creator sets are just kind of, they're not really built very well. Like that. There we go. Kind of, uh-oh, what happened there, huh? Mine doesn't look like that. This one obviously can be turned, but it's starting to fall apart on me here. And mine doesn't look nearly like that. Unless it's supposed to be like that, but I'm thinking that's what it is. This just looks different on here. I think that's how I'm going to leave it, because I'm afraid I'll mess with that and it's going to fall apart. And then now this goes into the base. Let's push these things up here too before I forget. We don't want that to happen. That'll fall apart, and boy, I'd be really be angry, won't I? I want to talk about the unsmurfy words. There we go. And then now we got to put the fish on here. So now it's just assembly now. Oh, that just fits right in there. So he just sits in there, huh? So he just rests in. Let me zoom this out so you can see. He just rests right in that Technic pin. So that's it. Oh, you know what this... Let me pull this up so you can see it better. You know what this would be good for? Make the base bigger and just use the fish to spin the way. Put that on your roof of your house and use it to find out which way the wind's blowing. Let's see. Yeah, so it works like that too. And yeah, all the fins move and all that. Well, that came apart. So this is very fragile. I wouldn't mess with this one all too much. So I think that's what it is. I think it's meant to be just more of a shelf queen, but it's bright and colorful. Okay, Summation of Thoughts. And that build wasn't too bad. Not too bad at all. And, well, I can obviously see something. It looks like they're afraid somebody's going to steal these, so they put the security thing in here. Well, I will get rid of that. I got to get some paint thinner, and, oh, we got to do that here. So this one's not a bad one to put together. That concludes this installment series of the tropical fish and all the submodels. And personally, out of all three of them, I would have to say the one that I thought was pretty interesting to build here is probably the Tropical Toucan. Just a lot of black and white at the beginning. But if you do get these, it's not a bad set. It just doesn't come with the Brick Separator, so that gets thrown over there because I got a bunch of other sets I got to do. And yeah, so I think the whole set, is it worth 18 bucks? I'd say yes. If you're looking for a good source of parts, even better. But this one here, I'd say, is probably the most fragile out of all of them. And just on a little rock thing here, I think that looks pretty good. Get him more in the center here for you. But I mean, it's not a bad little set if you're into tropical fish or tropical creatures in general. But for me personally, would I spend 18 bucks on this? Yes, I would. It's like $17.99, but even if it was $20, it's not too bad. You know, it's got bright colors, unique pieces, and the build did keep my interest, except for the first one, that black and white, but towards the end, this one here was more balanced. So honestly, it's trying to hold that yawn in there. So honestly, though, it's not a bad set. So if you like this set, there you go. I mean, not bad for what you're getting, but really, you do still have a good selection of parts here. I'll show you. I don't know if I show them or not, but yeah. You can probably use those to enhance this or some other builds, but overall I'm pleased with this set. It wasn't too bad. Not as bad as some I've been putting together, but tell me what you think.